For our litany of legacy this morning, there's a call and response component to this, so I trust all of you, but we're going to practice first. When I cue you, when I go like this, you're going to say, "May we carry on their legacy." Okay, so let's practice. May we carry on their legacy. Beautiful. The fabric of our individual lives is spun out of the legacies of those who have gone before us. We come from a tradition of resistance, a tradition grounded in the power of love to transform the world. We are here today because of faith ancestors, because of the gift of their persistence and resistance. We draw strength from their stories, asking, praying to the Spirit of life and love, may we carry on their legacy. The legacy of Frances Ellen Watkins Harper, a 19th century African-American Unitarian who resisted slavery and sexism through activism and art, persisting in her belief in God's love for all people. Remembering Frances, we pray, may we carry on their legacy. The legacy of Lucy Stone, a 19th century Unitarian who spoke out against slavery, risking her own livelihood and safety for her conviction that all should be free. Remembering Lucy, we pray, may we carry on their legacy. The legacy of Joseph Jerden, a 19th century African-American Universalist minister who founded schools to educate African-American children in Virginia, striving to make real the promise of emancipation and the universal salvation of all people. Remembering Joseph, we pray, may we carry on their legacy. The legacy of Martha and Vatsil Sharp, 20th century Unitarians who helped rescue people from Nazi-occupied Europe because of their belief in God's goodness and love for all people. Remembering the Sharps, we pray, may we carry on their legacy. The legacy of Harold Wilson, a 20th century African-American Unitarian Universalist minister who served this congregation in the 1960s and whose values of justice, equity, and compassion led him to speak out in support of the Black empowerment movement at great personal and professional risk. Remembering Harold, we pray, may we carry on their legacy. The legacy of Marjorie Bowens Wheatley, one of the early women of color ordained in Unitarian Universalist ministry, whose religious convictions about equality, justice, and love grounded her anti-oppression work to build the beloved community. Remembering Marjorie, we pray, may we carry on their legacy. In the midst of all that we now face, the challenges and tribulations, the injustice and the heartache, we remember those who came before us, Frances, Lucy, Joseph, Martha, Vatsil, Harold, and Marjorie. We invoke their names and their memories to remind ourselves that we come from a long line of faith ancestors who confronted seemingly impossible injustices with radical acts of love. They could not have known the legacy they would leave behind, but they lived courageously and boldly anyway, seeking wholeness out of all that was broken. And so, holding close their wisdom and their prophetic visions, we pray to the Spirit of life and the mystery of universe, the sacred holding us all. May we carry on their legacy.